Today in math, we want to figure out a way to determine the speed that cars are traveling in miles per hour using only a tape measure or meter stick and a stopwatch. Before we go out there, you need to come up with a plan so that when we get out there, groups are ready to start working. In your operational plan, which needs to be written out either on poster paper or notebook paper, ideally poster paper with a marker so we can hang it and see what different groups' plans are, you're going to need to include two key pieces of information. One is your goal statement, and secondly, you need a clearly written procedure that can be followed step by step to reach the goal, in your case, miles per hour. To give you an example of when we were using the Kinect's car, and one of our last activities was to try and find out how long it will take the Kinect's car to travel a mile. So my example is going to be based off of that. In this scenario, my goal was to find the time it will take my Kinect's car to travel 1 mile. You're going to need to start your plan with your goal statement for this activity. In my procedures, I think I have only 5 steps, but they should be clearly outlined so they can be followed, and I can see exactly what each group's plan is. In my procedure, my first step was to mark off a distance of 264 feet. So in the hallway, I made a start line and I made a finish line at a distance of 264 feet. Second, turn on the car and start the timer when it passes the start line. So as soon as that car got to the line, the timer needed to start. Number 3, stop the timer when the car reaches the distance of 264 feet. As you can see, each step is clearly outlined. Number 4, record the time it took the car to travel 264 feet. Number 5, to find out how long it will take to go a mile, multiply the time by 20, because 264 times 20 equals 5,280, the number of feet in a mile. With your group, using marker and poster paper, which can be provided outside of my classroom, come up with a plan that will clearly outline what you're going to do when you get outside. My hope is that different groups will have different plans, and then we can compare which works most effectively. Some groups might choose to manipulate the number of feet and control that and find out how many seconds it takes to go a certain number of feet. Other groups might choose to control the number of seconds and find out how many feet the car goes in a given number of seconds. Whatever you choose is okay, as long as you think it will produce good data.